And our topic today for our after school AI session is WeWillWrite. And this is a tool that does indeed involve some AI, some generative AI, artificial intelligence, but it's also a fantastic writing tool. So we would love to know in the chat, have you ever heard of WeWillWrite? Have you seen WeWillWrite? We have Sarah Grover with us today. Welcome, Sarah. She's our special guest. She's been using it in her junior high classroom at South Central High School.
Yes, thank you.
So, Sarah, you can even tell us a little bit, like, what grades do you use it with? You can tell us in the chat, and any other information there. What grades? How often? Those kinds of things. Have you seen it in use? Maybe you've seen it in action in a class. Maybe you've watched a video. You can tell us what that looks like. Okay, Tanya hasn't seen it, hasn't used it yet. All right. Well, we are, I think, in for a definite treat today. We've featured WeWillWrite, and actually some pictures from Sarah's class in the last 2 issues of our coaches newsletter. And I think I probably first, August or September, I used or saw this for the first time. And so it's been something that's been, I've, kind of emailed teachers about and have talked to them. And so it's exciting to see that happen. Now, Sarah's going to talk a little bit in a moment about some of the nuts and bolts about how it's been helpful to those kinds of things. But we're actually, do you know what, Sarah, why don't you talk about this slide? And then that might give us a time for a couple more teachers to roll in. And then if we get some more people after you've talked about this one, whether or not we're going to play, because you have to play it to experience it. Okay, tell us, Sarah.
Okay, so what I found as soon as I started doing it, the kids were super excited. All level of learners got excited about this. From my low level, they felt that what they were contributing was being heard. To my high level that sometimes get forgotten about, they were great at really getting their voice heard as well. The one thing I really liked about this, with each prompt, it tells you the purpose of why you are writing. And I love that because like today, this prompt, I would say, okay, we're looking for humor, so let's look for the most humorous response. Or today we're trying to persuade people, so I really want you to focus on persuading. So it focuses on the purpose of writing. There's a little question mark on the screen that when you get stuck, it prompts you with what you could write or different sentence starters. And so you have those students that write and then they stop, and I just automatically say, go check your question mark. So it prompts that writing block. I love that it's anonymous. The students feel comfortable expressing themselves. Oftentimes they do say, oh man, I wrote that, and get really excited, but they don't have to. And so some of your quieter students who maybe do write more, with more figurative language and whatnot, feel like comfortable expressing that. Teaching middle school, it's hard to keep their computers on what they need to be on. This program essentially locks it so they don't have access to the other tabs of games. When they are in this game, they are in the activity, so you don't have to worry about different things happening on their screens.
I didn't realize that, Sarah, until I looked at your slide and like, oh, like that right there.
Yes,
I'm in, right?
Yeah,
like, you don't have to worry about the tabs and the games in the background. That's a great feature.
Yeah, so when they do have that writer's block, they have to sit there and feel those, that uncomfortable instead of just click into games or other screens. There's lots of different genres. The one, it's not just figurative writing. There's tons, and for all different age groups. And then at the end, you have a big list of who wrote what. And so you have that follow up with the students of, okay, was this an appropriate response? Or you can celebrate different responses. This was really well wrote, and I want to point out this and you can assign marks based on those as well. So it kind of gives the students, you know, a reminder that they need to be responsible, as well as it is worth what they're writing is worth their time to do so.
So Sarah, we're going to hop in and we're going to play. I'm going to walk us through what it looks like, how easy it is to kind of get create a lesson and do all that. And then once we get into that play phase where we actually, I like it because it's the kids are writing, but then you're also have an opportunity for direct instruction within that process. So we're going to just hop on in. I'm going to pop over to my WeWillWrite screen so you can see there. And then I'm logged in over here. Now you can see here, let's just start, actually go to the home page. So when you first log in, you do get, like I'm on a free account, I haven't paid anything. But when you first log in, I think they give you like, you know, a month or two of free premium upgrade. And then because I think for Sarah and I, because we've been using it for quite a while, we're kind of in the early phase. And then if you were kind of an early user, they've extended your premium a little bit. But I think Sarah's and I both say that we only have 26 days left of our premium. So what we're going to do, you can see there's the genres. So inform, argument, persuade, all sorts of different kinds. Now in the premium version, you can also, this is just a new feature, you can also add your own writing queries. And so you could, like, if you're teaching ancient Greece or you're teaching something in science, you can actually have them write like a scientist or write, you know, like a historical explorer. Like you can design the activity that then hits maybe your ELA if you're in a grade 4 to 6 class, as well as science, all those different kinds. Today, we're going to try this one right here, in and out of trouble. So I just click on it. And then you'll see if we look at the time, session time, it says 33 minutes. That's how long it would take to run this session. So you can see here that it's got a 2-minute. Can you see on the right here? A 2-minute, a 2:30, a 3:30, and a 4-minute session. What I can do today, I'm going to unclick the last two, the 4-minute and the 3-minute one. We may only have time to do the 2-minute one, but I'll leave both of these in. So I can leave them both there. If I want to reorder them, I can move them up and down. And then if I click on this, it gives some examples or some starters, some prompts, and then give a reason that's believable and convincing. And then it talks about, you know, being credible and kind of some of the issues there. You'll notice on the left-hand side, there's also a classroom simulator. So right now we're not going to have to simulate because we have a full class. We're going to jump in and play. But if you want to test it as a teacher, you can run the simulator and then you get a real sense of what that's going to be like. So we're going to practice our rhetorical skills by inspiring, defending, and convincing. Sarah.
What I found was for my 7s, because the typing required a lot of time, I extended my times. And so I went to where it says 3 minutes there. Yeah. And then I would extend to 4 minutes.
Okay.
And then it extends all of them kind of equally.
By that amount. So for today, actually, we'll leave it. Well, let's leave that for that time today. So that's a great tip. Thank you, Sarah. So you've got the time there. And I think it's like, I don't know that you can even go much longer than 5 minutes. I think that's kind of the max.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to press start. And so one of the things that this is like joining a Kahoot or joining a Quizzes, you go to this address. So Weston, you'll need to come check this out here now. You've got him there?
The pin.
Yeah, okay.
The pin is 57450. Am I doing it on both?
Yeah.
47.
Okay, so Kellyanne's put the pin.
57450.
So we need it says we need at least 9 students. So I'm going to join on an extra device. We'll get a couple extra devices going here. If you have a device and a phone and you want to, we might need some of you to join twice, even if you're just not actually playing in one to get enough. Join. Okay, so we've got Quinn. Sarah,
450.
thank you for joining. Oops.
There you go.
There you go.
You can put anything you want, just don't be inappropriate.
And then it asks actually, like you'll notice it doesn't, it wants your last name to contain 2 numbers, but then it doesn't show them on the screen. But what that does when you get the student data, then it shows 2 students down there. Okay, 7 students.
I
Kellyanne,
joined with my phone as well.
thank you. Good.
Do you need any more?
I think we need some more students. Yes.
Yeah.
As much as you can. So Sarah, while we're just waiting we need 2 more students. Oh, we dropped somebody.
Just to make sure that computer didn't time out.
Right.com.
Okay, we've got 10.
We've got 10. Okay, we're gonna roll. So we're just gonna just roll here, and you can experience it without a lot of description. Okay, so start with 3 teams. So it's gonna automatically put us into teams. On the screen is what your students will see. You will see your name on your device. You will know what team you're on. But only you and your teacher know that. Okay, so now it says start writing. You didn't turn your homework in on time. Give a reason that's believable and convincing. And so right now, you see that you can't write quite yet. It's waiting. This is giving everyone a chance to read it and to think about it. And you can see the little countdown in the top right-hand corner. And so right now, you are going to write and talk about why you didn't turn in your homework on time. You'll notice on your personal device that there's a question mark. And so if you click on that question mark, it gives you tips about what you might consider writing. And then you'll notice on the big screen that there is a word counter. And so the bear kind of things on the bottom are off to a roaring start. Okay. So you are trying to be convincing. I can't talk and type and write at the same time. So we're just going to have 2 minutes of quiet writing mostly.
No kidding. So I don't see, my screen doesn't.
It's tough on a phone.
That's actually, so on my computer screen, I'm not seeing the suggestions,
Oh,
but on my phone I am.
interesting. I wonder if other people are.
I'm not as well, and I don't know why, because I can see that there's like the dots below.
Yeah. But on my phone, I have it.
But yeah.
So we have 39 seconds left. If you click on the other side of your screen, you can actually see what your teammates wrote.
I
Okay,
see
so
that.
do you see now where it freezes and it gives you an opportunity to self-assess? So you can choose if you're dissatisfied, unsure, or satisfied. Now, what you're going to get is on your device, you're going to get 2 people from your team and you're going to read their work. And then you're going to vote on the one that you think is most, in this case, credible. And you would talk about what that word is. So now we're also practicing reading. So every student gets essentially a different deck.
Oh God, this is quite interesting.
Boy, mom is under the bus on everyone that I'm reading, actually. Okay. So you're going to vote. Oh, my screen just went dead. All right. So now, oh, come on, computer. Did I drop sharing? Let's see here.
Game still seems to be going, so that's good.
Yeah.
news.
Okay. Mine timed out. And so I just have to share again so we can do that. Okay. There we back? Okay, we're back. Okay. So now you can see the team's most credible text. So now we're going to read and assess. Sarah, any tips about what you do along at this point?
No, this is like it pretty much just walks you through it. I really strongly suggest they pick the best text, not their buddy's text.
So now every kid, do you read this out loud with class? Like, do you go over these in class or what do you do?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think my screen just says your team's most credible text.
Okay.
Is that what everyone's screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now it should take this to the vote.
So now if you look on my screen, if you come back to the Google Meet, so everyone has voted now. So if you look on the Google Meet, then on the teacher one, right? So now this is the winner from each team. Correct, Sarah?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you hover over the X, you can replace it with a different teammate.
Oh.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's me choosing to replace it. And so if I click it up and I find that it's not appropriate or it's just too short or silly,
Okay.
I replace. And so, and with these smaller teams, you can replace it. And eventually, if there's nothing left, they don't participate in the challenge, this particular little writing challenge. Yeah.
So now I'm going to click on A, and then as a class.
But look what's come up underneath it.
What? On your device?
No, on your screen.
Yes. I know. I'm going to click on those. Isn't that exciting? So if you look on the bottom, just a second. Okay. So if you look down here at the bottom, when I click on cause and effect, you can see it's identifying. So here AI is identifying. You can come watch. AI is identifying cause and effect. And then it's saying, oh, here is some really good description. Mom was hysterical. Okay. So we would read that together. You could, you can spend as much or as little time going through this as you'd like. Here's B. See, mom again. It's mom's fault. Okay. And now we have cause and effect. I didn't turn in my homework. I didn't take my backpack, didn't have my Chromebook. This one also identifies contrast. Okay. And then, interesting, pathos. It was so boring. I would have loved to do my homework at grandma's. Okay. All right. So that's that one. And then the next one is gonna load here. What I found is that when students see this part, I think that it increases their desire to write well, because they want, when theirs gets chosen, they want theirs to show as having good items. Sarah, would you agree that that's what's happening, or that's what happens?
Yeah, and I think they sit back and you hear the, whoa, that's really good.
Yeah.
And so they see what good writing can look like, and they're all given the same amount of time, the same prompt, and they sit back and go, wow, that's really good. And then they're more apt to try different things and put more effort in, I do find.
Right. And I love, actually, look at this screen right here. So this one's about repetition. Now, often in different types of writing, we want to encourage repetition, but I would suggest in this one, this is just overuse of a word in a way that isn't necessarily, we would want to try to maybe use some synonyms here, as opposed to repetition that it causes good literary effect. So interesting. Enumeration. Okay, so this is going to be, see now, look at this one. We had practice 4 times after school during the week. I would look at this and I'd say to the class, the AI, the feedback here isn't great, because it saw the number 4, it calls it enumeration. But what I'd be looking for is, first of all, second, third. So this is where the AI feedback hasn't been great. Okay, Sarah, so we've got that all done. We've looked at them all.
Yeah, now, and then I exit out of this screen and I just say, okay, guys, do you remember what A was about this, B was about this, C was about this? Remember, we're trying to find the most credible text, and start your vote. And then you have to hit the start vote, and they're all ready and they know which one they're going to pick. So then if you hit start vote.
Okay, so I hit start vote.
Yeah, and then we go in our one.
Oh, well, that's not.
And then
we vote for your own team. Okay, so and now you can see the votes coming in.
There you go.
All right. And there's the scores. So we see results on the big screen.
And then those would keep adding up the more writing you would do. So you have 4 prompts or whatever, you would keep adding to those points. So they kind of, pick the best one. Oh, we're really close. Let's make sure we do it really, pick our best writing sample.
So I'm going to pause this here, and we're going to, if we have time, we probably won't have time to get to the end, but you can see now, then you would go on and then it's a next one. So we've talked about some of the parts that Sarah really loves about it. Sarah, talk about some of these classroom work rules and workflows, and then we'll also actually pop into your deck so we can see some of the student data from classes that have done a lot of writing.
For sure. So I just some simple rules. We've had a couple incidents, issues with names being called out. And just making sure that it's appropriate. So you need a charged Chromebook, be on task. So as soon as you get that, you're following directions, you're writing, be respectful, no naming peers. That was a big one. And be appropriate, use school appropriate content. And some of the prompts can be more mature, so you have to preview those prompts ahead of time and kind of anticipate what the kids are going to do, and making sure that the language is appropriate. The kids call it brain rot, so all that talk, I just say no to all of that. So making sure that it's appropriate communication, and they have lots of fun with this. It's a really good thing. Yep.
All right. Now, well, let's just go through what your students have to say, and then we'll take a quick peek at your dashboard in the last minute or two.
Sure. So I've just asked for some feedback, and they said it has good prompts and pictures. They like it because it's competitive. I like seeing other kids writing, and it gives me ideas, especially some of those narrative ones. They love to see where the story gets taken and the different angles. I like that we get to control what we put into the challenge at the end. So they have some of that ownership on them. When the student walks in and they see the login on the screen, they all cheer, and it's great. It's a way to really get the kids enthused about writing. So the time prompts allow for quick bursts of writing in a low pressure environment. And I always use this when I have super low numbers as a way to keep them on track, low classroom management issues, but still really learning reading and writing for the whole block.
Well, that's what I love. It's writing, but it's also reading too. So that's great. Sarah, we're going to get you to put your screen up for us now. So I'm going to stop sharing, and then we're going to just pop into your, if you want to bring your WeWillWrite up. And then, so you can see on Sarah's screen here is under student text on the left. She's got all the different sessions that she's done. Okay.
Yeah. So these are some of my students. So I get them first name, just the last two initials, and then this kind of gives me an overview of how they did. So for those prompts, so this person was put into the finalist once, whereas this person was a finalist twice. So they got picked to go up twice and have theirs in the final competition. These students were X'd out, withdrawn for the competition. So if it's
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the AI will withdraw the prompts themselves if the students use names, but it doesn't always catch it. So this was me going and removing them from the prompt. They just weren't appropriate, long enough. Sometimes the students just wrote one word. So then I removed that from the competition at the end. So this is one of my stronger writers. So she was the winner twice, and she was a finalist twice.
What I like is when I look at this, I see that there's, like, obviously you're always going to have your strong kids, but there's lots of kids that are making that board. Hey.
Oh yes. And because the students, I guess, have the choice, it does get spread out quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, and different kids, because of the different genres, like sometimes when I've seen, sometimes it's a kid, like there's no periods and there's no capitals, and the writing skill isn't great, but it's been hilarious, or it's been very persuasive. And so I like that it's not just about the grammar mechanics, but it's about that writing content. Yes. Excellent. So
okay.
Sarah, go ahead.
So if I wanted to see my students writing, so if I want to print out a copy at the end that is a full summary report, I would hit download, and that downloads it into a PDF, and it separates it for each response, what the prompt was and what the response was. So if there is anything you want to celebrate, it is here. And if there's anything that you need to deal with, it's here as well. So as you can see, some students, you get all kinds of responses. Yeah. Yeah, I think they all try really hard the whole time. You see their little hands just typing away. And I think that it is really great.
Okay. So Sarah, thank you so much for taking us through your classroom and all the different hints and tips about how you have used WeWillWrite. One of the things that will happen is we'll send a recording out for our show here tonight, and then I'll also send the deck. It has all of Sarah's hints and tips for us. And then I also have added a page that has some of the instructions for how to create your own items. And again, I think that's that they've only until just about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, they were in beta. And they've since kind of publicly launched fairly recently, like just within the last month. And so, it's been interesting to see where different things have ended up on the pay, which side of the paywall or not. But I've got a slide in here that will talk about how to create your own. There's another webinar of use cases. This is with my friend Erin, and some little overviews, and so some other pieces there. And next time on April 29th, we are going to look at Kami, which has been around for a long time. You might have used it as a PDF viewer, but it also has some really powerful AI tools built in. And so we're going to talk about that next time. So I'm going to stop the recording here. But if you have questions for Sarah, if you need to take off, it's time. We try to stick to a half hour. But if you have questions, stick around. Other than that, oh yes, I'm trying to stop recording. There we go.